Jedburgh Jail sits on the site of an earlier castle. The castle stood on one of the main routes between Scotland and England, and because the two kingdoms were often at war, Jedburgh Castle was one of a number of castles that protected Scotland from English invasion. It stood there until 1409, when it was burned down. In the early 1800s, the authorities were starting to think about the way they held their prisoners. Up till that time, prisoners were held in big cells, big vermin-ridden cells. They were often shackled to each other and to the floor. The men and women were kept separate, but the conditions were filthy. Many would die from jail fever, typhus. Men like John Howard, a prison reformer, they were starting to think of a different way of keeping their prisoners. They argued that prisoners should be kept in clean surroundings, be given fresh water and single cells. And when Jedburgh Jail was built, when the Lord Provost of Jedburgh laid the foundation stone in 1820, this would be one of Howard's reformed prisons, a model prison. Men still died, and women, in the jail from disease, from old age or violence, but not in the numbers previously.
Types of equipment. So I'm going to start off with what I'm personally work with mostly, that would be the ITC. For instance, if anybody's that watched any of my stuff, it would be the Project Paranormal app, or Brian Holloway's apps. We would use that. We're also going to be using tonight, it's a little radio ghost box. We're going to give that a try. We're also going to, luckily tonight, we're going to be using Neil and Vicky's Obvious, which I've never actually used before, so I'm looking forward to seeing the results from that. So this is Neil's and Vicky's as well. It's an infrared camera, so that's good for looking for hot and cold spots, maybe where spirit are present. Last of all, and most important, I think, we've got the medium side, and that's Neil, who's standing behind me. Neil's going to tell you a little about what he does.
As David said, I'm the psychic medium. I work with spirit using my ability to connect to spirit. Although the paranormal side is great, getting involved and using all your equipment and gadgets to pick up on spirit, it's a shame that some people spend a lot of time in the wrong area of the location because they don't know spirit's there. Where if you take someone like the good self along, he can lead these guys to that area like we did before and work with spirit and get that amazing crossover evidence.
So, Lynn, could you tell us some of the experiences that you've had?
Well, a lot of the experiences is sort of EVPs, which of course you don't hear until afterwards. But when it comes to actual experience, we've been here, we've seen shadow figures, that feeling that you're definitely not alone, the feeling you're getting leered at. We're in a cell with some members of the public and there were stones getting thrown, and it's the first time I've really experienced it where you can see that it's coming from a space where there's nobody else at all. So it's quite nice to know that there's nobody there where the stones are coming from, if you like. So it was quite interesting. But afterwards, when we've analysed the data and listened back to audio and stuff,
yeah, because I think one time we were actually together and it said that the spirit was going to rape Carl.
That's right, yeah.
And that's actually happened 3 years in a row because we hire this location out every year. And every year we come on our ITC, wants to rape Carl, and the spirit is very demeaning, like you sit down, woman. He's this type of human spirit, very nasty.
In fact, at that same time, I remember feeling that there was something on my knee, and I was getting quite freaked out about that. It was really cold and quite almost frightening, quite intimidating.
And it's the same area.
And it was like coldness was going further and further up my thigh.
Yeah, and it's the exact same area where Neil picked up today.
Was it?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yep, so that's good.
When I came round here to try and connect to spirit, as I was stood there in some kind of meditating state, trying to connect with the law of the lands, I was very aware of a gentleman who came up to my right hand side, and if he was of the physical body, then the attack he made at me at the side of my face, then I would have been knocked to the floor, because he just came in my peripheral vision, and I felt like he was taking a swing at me. I asked my spirit guide for him to step back, and he did. This person is a very nasty, evil man. Whatever his crimes were, I don't know. But one thing I will say from the feeling I got from him was the females need to be aware of this guy. He's a very nasty person. I will say the gentleman who I picked up on earlier on, who is of a negative, nasty energy of character,
Yeah.
he is here with us now. As we walked through the door and I was looking through this, I felt his energy come out of one of the cells on the right hand side of the corridor, and although I can't physically see him stood, I know he's with us now. He's in this ether where we are sat now. This feeling I'm getting from the gentleman who I previously described as a negative person, I did initially say that if he could have physically attacked me, he would have, because I feel as he stepped up to me, he was attempting to kind of strike me, even though he physically couldn't. This man would not have liked females. He would have been really against them, very blunt with them. I also want to say that his crimes would have been related to rape-like crimes.
Karen.
Karen, oh my
Are you
God.
joking?
Oh my God.
Karen.
And before we go any further,
Sorry, Neil, just, I need to tell you that. It said it's going to rape Karen, and every time
that's
she
what I was
comes.
just going to say.
Oh my God.
He would have raped females.
It said we've came here for the last 3 years and it said rape Karen. Now, Neil was telling about what we picked up on. Neil doesn't know that it was rape, and also just said Karen, and that's blew me away.
Now,
What's the bars?
this does not have any female, male names in it, nor does it have towns, places.
Just on that, that's I can't believe that, because we've been coming, I've been investigating here for 5 years. In the past 3 years, it said every single time rape Karen, along with some utter disgusting references to women.
Come on, I'm that far away from his name. It's either Ed Wood or, spell that? Edwin. It's one of the two names I'm given, so it's either Edward I'm seeing or Edwin. But Edwin is female, isn't it?
See the Edwin name? I'm not going to say obviously, but
Right.
it's connected to this.
Edwin, right, okay then.
Okay, so what I'm going to put on now is Project Paranormal app on. Now, again, this is just, it's all English in reverse. It's got 8 banks and it's a simple turn on, and what we're looking for is intelligent questions. Intelligent questions, and we're looking for the answers. There should be no English coming through because it's all in reverse. So I'm going to switch this on. I think it was on. So you can turn this up. Okay, now this is a question to the spirit. I'm the husband of Karen. You tell me, what would you look fatty? Did you hear that there? Fatty. Okay, that's fine. Are you? Okay, that's fine. What were you going to do to Karen? Was that love?
Yeah.
There's something. Spirits, can you tell me what's your fascination about Karen?
I'll read.
Sorry. What you going to do to Karen?
Oh, that's it there. Can you give us your name, please?
The spirit gentleman who I'm speaking about, the rapist who was executed here, Edwin, if that's your name, if that's correct.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
What is your surname? I'm getting. Say that again. It's MacArthur. Edwin MacArthur. Yeah.
Jay, can you just confirm that that's
Edwin MacArthur. Edwin MacArthur, we invite you into this room to communicate with us. Can you feel the voice? We're inviting you into this room to communicate and make connections with us.
question? Edwin, are you sorry what you did to women? Edwin, are you too scared to come in here?
Was it you who gave me that sign earlier on up on the top landing, that strong breath in my ear? Was that you?
Edwin's house, just up on top there.
Is this Edwin's house?
Yes.
Did you rule this place?
For a long time.
I heard that for a long time.
You do know you're dead now. You do know you have passed over to the light.
Edwin, did you try and hit or make a run at Neil? What did you try and do to Neil earlier on?
Punch him. So that's him.
There's a gentleman here, and he's a very strong spirit, but he's a good-natured spirit. It's not someone I would describe as negative. I'm not sure what his crime was. I'm just trying to get a name for him because he's very strong and he's just here now. Now, I don't know if this is a first name or a second name, but I'm being told he's called Mackenzie. Now, I have heard of it being a first name or whether it's a surname, I don't know, but they're saying to me it's Mackenzie, it's Mackenzie. This gentleman, he's shown himself to me around 35 years of age. He's got a lot of facial hair. He's around 5'10".
Spirits, we've heard that you can make footsteps that you're heard walking up and down the corridors. Can you do that? Can you let us, sorry, that was myself. Can you let us hear you? Also heard that you're known to throw things at people.
Feel free to throw something at me.
There's a gentleman walking up and down these corridors, and I don't know if he belongs here and whether he was a prisoner or a guard, but he's whistling all the time because I can hear this whistle.
As we're now in the male cell, we do have Neil with us as well. We will put some ITC on and see if we can connect to the same spirit that Neil and the guys had when they were in here, and any other spirits that might be in here. So I'll just turn that up just now.
His name is Edwin MacArthur.
Is there an Edwin with us just now?
Can you hear the deeper voice? Edwin, if you're here, come forward. There you go. I was just about to say, come forward and affect those lights.
I know, that's what I'm on.
Right, okay. Can you make that light up again? There we go. Thank you. Do you like us being here? No.
I heard you were calling for me earlier.
Did you hear that?
Do you like women? I will. It's fun. Did you see us? Did you see women as being your bit of fun? Nature. Right, come forward and affect the lights again.
I don't know if it was a speaker, because I've moved it. Yeah, so I think it was when that was vibrating, when the certain voices came through.
That was that come.
Yeah.
No,
That's not. You're
You're getting to a point there.
What's the name of the spirit that's affecting the device with the lights?
You made it orange, can you make it red for us, please? Make those lights red. Dick's moving us, Jay.
Do you not like women being in this cell?
Do you not like the fact that we're confident women? So you're so powerful, make that one for us then, please. Come on, you can do it.
It's been good, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Why don't you like us here?
Ask them. I know I heard that. Ask them. I didn't hear the rest. Ask them. Did you just breathe them?
I just breathe them.
What do you want to ask us?
I want to touch on the top of the head.
Girls
Girls
here.
there. Girls there.
How many people are in this room just now?
9.
Do you think it's because you're here that he...
Well, I've contemplated that I was going to go and stand down the corridor because he was intimidated when I was here last time. Because
Maybe if you leave.
I'll go and stand down the corridor.
Or even out the corridor, because that's what we're doing with John and Joe, isn't it? The minute they moved away from the door.
We were getting it darker.
Right, I'll go this way and leave him there then. So, but you can just shout if need be.
Watch the funny step then.
Okay, the man has now left the room. Were you feeling intimidated by Neil?
It's just us women now. Kaz.
The girls are here.
That's right, it's just the girls.
Come out and speak with us, please. We don't mean no harm.
Do I remind you of anyone?
One of you? Kaz.
Who do I remind you of?
You said Kaz?
You look like Leah.
You look like Leah.
I heard that. You look like Leah.
Was Leah one of your victims?
So how do I remind you of Leah? Have we got the same hair? Have we got the same eyes? Is that yes?
Yes, I
So what did you do to Leah?
Lights come off the party. And that one.
Rape.
Yeah, rape.
So you raped Leah?
Did you also hurt her?
Why did you rape Leah?
Yeah.
Who do you recognise? Give us a name.
That'd be like Leah. Do you think I am Leah? So do you want me to stand up? Right, I'll stand up for a second. So now what am I to do?
Pushing you back.
Pushing you back?
Yeah.
Oh, rape.
Is that like... Does that remind you of Leah? You want to do to me what you did to her?
What if we told you you don't have the power to do that anymore? What do you think about that? Doesn't like me. Filth. You're filth.
So do you just think women are filthy?
They just like me to hang
And
out with me.
just there for you to do what you want to them? Is that power?
You don't have that power anymore?
Not over us anyway.
You don't scare us.
I do.
No, you don't.
You do not?
No.
You don't have the power to scare us.
Well, I'm going to sit down.
No, leave.
Leave.
No.
We're not leaving.
Not yet.
Title. Title. Aye.
What would you do to me if I left this cell?
There's no one.
That's amazing. Something that's mine.
What is yours?
Cam.
Cal.
Cal's not yours.
I don't belong to you.
It's mine.
It's mine. I don't belong to anybody. I'm my own woman. You see that? Do you think I belong to you?
Yes.
Neil. No, I don't.
This building itself feels very active, and I just want to walk along and keep slamming these doors which are open. Maybe that's the reason why I shut the door behind you, but I want to say that you keep hearing doors slamming all the time, like maybe not, but I just feel I can hear the clunk of these solid iron doors slamming all the time.
Can you make any noises in here so that we know that you're here? Can you make a bang? Spirits, if I do this, can you copy that noise?
Okay, you're ready to communicate. Stop just now. Stop. Okay, what question do you want to ask?
Edwin, are you here with us just now? Lights are good as well.
Yeah. Is that how you're saying yes? Okay. Can you stop? Okay. Anybody else a question?
Do you not like women, Edwin?
I thought I just saw a black orb going over the top of your arm there, and down over there towards Karen. Just want you see what your eyes.
Okay, you see, depends on the spell.
I
It
can't
will
see
get
what
picked
I
up or not get picked up in camera. But
Do you like to think that you've got control over women?
yes. Because the lights are going off as well.
Yeah.
Right, it's just me and Karen now, Edwin. Can you come and speak with us?
Are you happier now that there's less women in here? You don't feel so intimidated?
No idea.
You've been saying some nasty things to me earlier.
Are you happy Karen's here just with me?
So you said earlier on that I remind you of someone. Can you tell us again who I remind you of?
That's what I have, Leah. Do you think Karen is Leah?
It's just two women that's in this cell now. you think that you've got more control when it's just two of us that are here? I have. Sounds brilliant, or something.
You going to make a noise in here for us?
Let's hear it then. There's no reason.
Make a noise if you think you can scare us.
That was Leah.
I heard Leah. Are you out there watching Debs and Lynn? Yeah, come in here and talk to us.
Only people that I like can call me Kaz or Kazi. And you don't sound like the kind of person that I would like. So I would rather you called me Karen. Yeah. You wished. Okay, you can call me Karen, not Kaz or Kazi. I know.
Is there,
It's to me or to this.
is there somebody here that's actually looking after Karen?
Who is here? I want.
You're not getting Karen?
No. Kaz again. I told you you're not allowed to call me Kaz. My name's Karen to you.
That's a bit crude.
You're being very crude. We don't give you that permission.
No,
I've had it.
not permission from us.
You didn't have us.
Somebody has tried to look out for us.
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody tried to protect us from him.
So who's here trying to protect us just now? Leave them.
Is there someone here from my family? Is it someone from Karen's family that's here? Yes.
Who's here from my family trying to protect me? Can you tell me their name? What's my protector's name?
Russell, are you here looking after your daughter Karen?
Dad, if you are here, I'm sure you know that I don't need the protection anyway. Thank you. So, Dad, if you're here protecting me, step away just now. So trying to communicate with the nasty spirit. Leah. Hi, Leah. Is it Julie? Bring her to me. I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm sat here, quite comfortable, ready to talk to you. No, I told you before, I don't belong to anyone. And I'm married, so if I was to belong to anyone, it would be my husband, not you.
I've just come through this door here. It's saying sold or free, wherever that means. And as I came through, a male came right close up to my face and made a like that, right in my right ear. I know there's a negative energy following me around. And this is the same gentleman who I felt that he tried to physically attack me downstairs in the courtyard.
Is there any spirits here? Can you tell me your name, please? Now, I'm going to shine a light. Can you tell me what the writing says? What does that say? What word? Is you the female? Can you tell me the second word? Female what? There's a bad spirit that's in here, a male spirit, he's negative. Can you tell me his name, please? Wait. Yes, what's his name? And some of the evidence that we got to start off with, he did come in contact with a very negative spirit. I'm not going to say what it was saying because that's, you'll already have heard it on the episode, and I won't repeat the vileness that was said. But we got a lot of confirmation. Just as we were starting the ITC, Neil had picked up on the spirit that had raped someone. As soon as he said someone raped someone on the ovulus, it said, I wanted to rape, it said Karen. And this is very specific because a few people know that 4 years, this will be the 4th year in a row that this spirit has targeted Karen with constant abuse. Want to do this, want to do that. All the exploits were set, but we've got all the catches there. Some of them we couldn't even put them out because they're that graphic. Neil also picked up on his name. He picked up on Edwin, which is a very strange name for Scotland. It's not a common name in England, I don't think. And he got MacArthur. Now Jay's a researcher, and he confirmed that he was here. He got executed for his crime of rape. Also got the date. Neil, you got the date as well?
Yes, 1855. It came through very strong, and symbolically I was shown this date from what appeared to be a panel of judges, and bearing in mind that this is a prison, more than likely it was the courthouse as well as your final destination as well. It kind of like all that was here telling us.
I think your ITC was really good as well. You've got some evidence on the pendulum?
Yeah, we got some good replies on that.
We were upstairs first of all, and we got a woman was coming through, and then in our second session we went into the men's cells where the men had been earlier, and again it was targeting me. Neil stepped out, and it did get worse after Neil had stepped out. And we did the pendulum, and it was confirming what we got through in the ITC.
And the lights on
the lights on the K2 were going off.
Excellent.
So we felt that because it was targeting me, but there was 6 people in the room, we thought the next session we would do just myself and Julie in the room to see if that heightened it. And it
got a bit graphic.
Yeah, it got a bit too graphic that we won't be able to show much of. But yeah, it seemed to confirm everything that has happened
Yeah.
when I've been here before.
Yeah.
Which is strange because I asked Duncan, who runs the place, and that's not a common, it's not a spirit that's ever came through before that wants to rape people. So one of the questions that we asked was if I reminded him of someone, and apparently I do remind him of someone called Leah. So we think that's why it's targeting me, because I'm bringing back the memories.
She may be a victim.
Yeah.
On our last session, we went upstairs and we picked up on a female sort of, a lot more pleasant females was coming through. Neil picked up on you wanted to see.
Yeah, this place has housed everything from the bad men to the bad ladies, and you've also got the genuine good-natured spirits which are still here now. Not everyone who came to jail was a bad person. Some people committed petty crime. What David is talking about is there was a female I connected to who was in one of the cells in the prison, and she came into the prison in child. She was heavily pregnant, and unfortunately she lost that baby whilst being in prison. Now, she would have spent her end of days here in the prison, but she had that sorrow and trauma, not only from the loss of life from her unborn child, but the trauma and the energy left in that cell from her pining for her child, which she never had. So,
But I think overall tonight we've came in with clear heads, and we've left with even more answer to questions. Like, we will definitely be back here again.